This is like a self-care podcast or something? What is this?
It's Hi, welcome back to Cancel Your Plans. My name's Kyle.
My name's Mary.
And we're back. We're back for another episode. We have a beautiful, gorgeous time planned for you. Mary, how was your week? What's new? What's good?
I had a good week.
Yeah.
It was low drama.
Low drama.
Which felt like because there was no drama, there was nothing like out of the ordinary. It went by so slow.
It feels very like Bravo and very Real Housewives to be like, there was no drama. Thank God, I hate drama.
As if like my life has a ton of drama normally. It doesn't
And also
really.
that you crave it.
And then I guess I need it to pass the time.
Oh, that's true. I have just yesterday, I cornered someone backstage at the theater and was like, what's the goss? Tell me some goss.
Yeah, like I need it.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt. So you had a low drama week.
Yeah, but so it made the week go by pretty slow.
Okay.
It just kind of felt really monotonous. Like things just like I woke up, went to work, left work, went to bed. Like that was the week.
Mm-hmm.
Don't love, like I need something like, I mean, by drama, like I could mean like a crazy weather event.
That is drama.
That's drama.
You see a tornado coming and you're like, drama.
Yeah.
Ew, I hate that.
No, like a crazy weather event.
I hate that I said that.
Someone like quitting a job unexpectedly. And I'm like, whoa, you shouldn't have quit that job.
I love that.
Or like even just like someone's like calls me and they're like, hey, like I have the flu. But like nothing like that happened this week. Like drama really encompasses a lot.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Week was good. Kind of went by quick. Honestly.
We had the opposite experience.
Opposite week. I had my solo show went up.
Oh, yes.
At UCB again.
Your third?
It was my third one. Went up on Tuesday. Went well. Which sort of brings me to what I wanted to talk about. What I canceled on this week.
Ooh,
actually, I didn't cancel on my show. I did my show, but I canceled my plan that I had to hate not only myself but also everything that I make. And I said,
love this.
not this week.
I
Not
like
this week.
this.
I'm gonna cancel on that, and instead I'm embarking on a journey of creative ambivalence. I'm trying to be entirely ambivalent about everything that I make and do and say, and just be sort of like, because listen, would I love to be excited about everything that I say, do, and make? Sure, that'd be great. That would be nice. What a treat, what a privilege. But that can't, I just am incapable of doing that lately, and instead I beat myself up all the time, which is also untenable. So I'm just sort of like, well, maybe I can just have no opinion about it.
Right.
And I've been sort of riding that wave, and it's really getting me off.
Yeah.
I'm loving just being like, whatever, brother.
Whatever. An acting teacher once said to me, like, treat every audition like it literally doesn't matter. Like nothing that you do here can matter, because if it does matter and you put too much emphasis on it, it's horrible. Yeah. So you have to treat everything like it doesn't matter. And I do think there's something in that.
Yeah, it was nice. It's great. I feel like as someone who has spent a good chunk of my life with like an unearned amount of confidence, it's to suddenly not be able to tap into that level of delusion anymore has been really jarring to me. So now I've been like, oh, how do I course correct? The answer is to at least bare minimum not hate myself.
Right, which I love. I
like,
love immediately your plan to cancel hating.
Just be.
Your
I would
art
rather.
and yourself.
I would rather be bored with me than
Fair.
be upset with me.
100%.
So that's what
But
I
also,
canceled on.
as someone who's worked on creative things with you, you do get excited for stuff you put out.
Sure, yeah.
And you do, you're like, oh, like we'll say, oh, this is actually funny. Like this pilot is funny.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Like I don't think you need to lose that.
If I can have that, I will hold on to it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that those moments have become increasingly fleeting, where I get them, but then the high that I get from it quickly dwindles, and then I go, oh, actually, I think I might be really bad at this.
Right.
And I'm bored with this, or it's like,
Yeah.
That's what I cancel my plans on. What did you cancel your plans on this week?
I love that. So mine is a little bit more like actual canceling of an actual plan. I was supposed to do something on Wednesday, and I work from 9 to 7 in an office. So that's 50 hours a week in person, which, yeah, sure. 10 years ago, if I would have said that, it wouldn't garner any sort of reaction. But nowadays, Everyone works remote except me. So I am exhausted. So to make plans on the weekday is really hard for me. An otherwise tired person on a good day, to make plans after I work like a 10-hour shift, that's tough. So Wednesday I had this plan that I had made like 2 months in advance, which is always really scary.
Oh, but also exciting because it's like we got a big build up here.
There was a big build up because it was an event we were going to. We were going to go see the Moth, which I've never been to a Moth.
Oh, the Moth is fun.
I really want to go to one. And I was like, oh, this one seems fun. I like the theme. I think it was like on friendships or whatever. I was like, oh, I want to go to this Moth. And so me and this girl were like so excited we were going to go. And then on Monday, I could tell she had forgotten. I could tell she had forgotten. And then I was like, okay, what do I do with this? Like, do I let this pass and not say anything? Because I knew on Monday I didn't want to go.
By the way, if you don't know what the Moth is, the Moth is like a storytelling show.
And it's so fun. People stand up and tell stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think they get like a 10 or 5 minute window.
There's
and
a
then
theme.
people vote at the end to who won the best story, whatever. And then they go on to compete in like a bigger Moth. And I have a friend who's actually won Moth before.
Ooh.
So it's super cool. I've never been. I've wanted to go. And me and this girl, like, we're going. And then I could tell on Monday she forgot because she mentioned something about like her Wednesday. And I was like, oh shit, she forgot this plan.
That's an electric feeling, isn't it? When you're like, I don't want to go, and I can tell that they've forgotten.
This girl forgot.
Yeah.
So I kind of said something. I think I like tested her again. Like I think I said something like, well, yeah, like, I mean, you could catch up on the White Lotus on Wednesday night. And then she'd be like, oh yeah, I could. And I could tell, okay, she really doesn't know it's Wednesday. So then I had the moral debate of like, am I going to let this pass? Or because that you take that risk by letting it pass, because on Wednesday afternoon she'd go, oh my God, Mary, I forgot we have the Moth. I'm so excited. Some people do that.
She might remember that she's excited.
She might like all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, the Moth is tonight. I'm actually free. Let's go. I hate that.
Yeah.
If you forgot, then I've moved on. Because I don't forget, because I live by my little planner in my phone. And so I put down stuff like months in advance in my planner. And I didn't forget. So if you forget, I think you've forgotten and that you're done. So if you're going to surprise me with I remembered, oh, there's nothing worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, that now we're at Tuesday. And I'm like, do I bring this up to her? Like, it's a moral debate. So then on Tuesday night, I think I say, hey, I say, hey, I have in my calendar that we're supposed to go to the Moth tomorrow night. I'm not going to lie to you. Like it's just like, I'm tired. And I think maybe we should hang out on Saturday instead. So I offered her something else, but took away something, which is now, I think, the new way to do it.
Yes, as we've learned.
From the pod, it's the classy way to do it. Mm-hmm. And she responded right away, oh my God, I totally forgot. And I was like, I know. And I totally forgot. And yes, let's hang Saturday. That's a much better idea.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a difficult high wire act to be like, okay, depending on how I play this, either she'll forget and we'll be good, or she'll remember at the last minute and I'll have to go to a thing that I don't want to go to.
Last minute too, which makes it all worse.
Mm-hmm. If she at the last minute had said, I actually do want to go, would you have felt like
obligated?
Would you have felt like confident enough to say, you know what, I don't want to?
I think I could have played the card of, oh my God, I also forgot and I scheduled something else. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, but you didn't.
That I didn't know.
See, my ego would have been like, I can't possibly admit to have
forgotten a plan,
double booked a thing if I knew that I had set it aside.
Oh, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah,
that your ego prevents you from being like,
a good liar.
My bad.
Yeah.
Like you don't want any egg on your face.
Well, no, because most importantly, I have to feel good about me.
Sure.
And I have to feel like I'm doing a good job.
This is different. We haven't hit this yet. Because I'm so down to be like, whoa, I'm an idiot.
That's
forgot.
good. That's the way I should be.
Never forget.
That's the way to go. I'm learning from you.
Anyways,
well, anyway, we have a great show for you today.
Guest.
John Mark is here. We're going to chat with him for a little bit. And stay tuned. We love you. Thanks for coming back. Today, we are joined by an illustrious writer, director, and producer. He's the writer and creator of Drag House Rules, now streaming on Out TV, and the director and producer of The Kelly Mantle Show, the world's most important podcast.
Yes.
He's the man behind the curtain, the angel in the outfield. And third compliment TBD. John Mark, welcome to Cancel Your Plans.
Oh my God, what a pleasure.
We're
you
so
guys.
honored to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. You have a cute sweater on.
Thank
Thanks for dressing up for
you.
us.
I was just trying to bring out the blue in my eyes.
Oh,
It
you have
Yeah.
piercing blue eyes.
Yeah.
They're stunning.
Do
Thank
people ever
you.
stop you in the street and say, "What's going on with you?"
No, not as much. Not as much these days. Yeah.
And are you you're a redhead, right? Or strawberry blonde?
Interesting. It vacillates. I get mostly light brown is how that's what it says on the driver's license is light
I see
brown.
strawberry blonde.
Okay.
You've got light brown. That's rude.
Strawberry, sometimes I look at photos, I'm like, there's a little redness in there.
You've got a red.
Yeah.
And with your eyes too, it's
Yeah.
like,
Do you ever see Anna Green Gables?
yes.
That's my favorite redhead.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Netflix did
And with an E.
Anne with an E.
Anne with
And
an
I think
E.
they're doing another Anna Green Gables.
Christian programming.
We got to get more of
Very
that.
family friendly, that show.
Kyle just told me that Gwen Stefani is super Catholic now.
Oh,
I
girl.
think she's been, but now she's like fully. Did you see the ads for
Girl,
the
Ash Wednesday.
That's what he said.
The swiftness with which I
Ooh.
screen recorded that and sent it to all my friends, and I said, "Happy Lent."
Whoa. How am I behind on this?
Have you ever been saved?
I mean, I famously come from a very Catholic family.
That's where we connect.
That's the
We're-
only thing we really relate on is
Yeah,
how
that's
Catholic
it.
we are.
It's a little spooky, and she's so pale, so you have this harsh contrast
Yep.
between the ash on her forehead and her white, pale skin.
I live. And also, when you think of it, though, it's kind of like the next step in. It makes sense because she was just really soaking herself in so many other. She's trying on so many caricatures of different cultures. So now she's like, I'm gonna be a caricature of a religious
Catholic?
person, which is being blown out on camera.
No.
And
Well,
I
she
go,
married a country man.
Yeah,
Also, she had a bit of a
did.
twang in her voice when she was doing the thing too, which was
Oh
fun.
God. Yeah. What's her husband's name?
Garth Brooks.
No, I don't think it's Garth
No, it's-
Brooks.
I don't know country.
Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
No, it's something else. Because he left his wife. He was with another country star.
Right.
He left her to be
It
with
was Blake
Gwen
Shelton.
Stefani.
Blake
Blake-
Shelton.
It's Blake Shelton.
Mhm. Anyway, enough about Gwen Stefani and John Mark. We're here to talk about
We're
you.
here to talk about you.
John Mark, we're thrilled to have you here. We're such fans of everything that you do and you
Yeah.
make. We have a million questions we want to ask you, but
Mm-hmm.
first, I guess what's on the docket is the show is called Cancel Your Plans.
Yes.
So we're curious
Mm-hmm.
about what your relationship to canceling plans is.
Well, I've designed a lifestyle where I sort of gently nudge people towards the kind of plans that I won't cancel.
okay.
So if you would like to socialize with me, the best way to do that is between the hours of 5 and 7 in the areas of North Hollywood, Studio City, Toluca Lake, or Burbank.
Okay.
So that as I'm leaving
Yeah.
my office, which I'm only at Monday
Yes.
through Wednesdays,
Office hours.
I'm down to pop in for a quick drink somewhere. And I love a quick drink. I think the type of plans that terrify me the most are when I have to like actively sit somewhere, like a movie or like going to your concert or your special event. Like those are
Yeah.
a little scarier for me. But I love a quick drink because also depending on how I'm feeling, it can be like a literal 30-minute like. And I'll give them a heads up if it's going to be 30 minutes. Be like, hey, I
30
just want you to
minutes. I
know
love that.
I don't have a ton of time, but I'd love to. And I like a quick drink.
Because
Yeah.
that's on your way from work. Stop, have a drink,
Yeah.
and then get on the highway to
I
get back
get on
home.
the highway. I still go home
Yeah.
and I hang out with like my dog and my hot boyfriend in the evening.
That's so honest, though. You're being so upfront.
Also,
No
what I
one can
love-
fault you for that.
What I love about a quick drink, though,
Mm-hmm.
is that sometimes you're like, this is fun. Let's get an appetizer. Let's get nuts. Let's get some calamari.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to a second location.
Second location, maybe.
Do you
who
ever do that?
knows?
Do you
Oh
ever-
yeah.
Okay, you'll go to a second
Yeah.
location.
I love food and beverage.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also, if I have like a cute outfit on that day, I'm like,
Yeah.
people need to see this. People need to see what
I
I've
need
got
to
going on.
Take
'Cause
my
it's-
body to the people.
I need to take my body to the people because, to be perfectly honest, it's kind of, if I find something that works, I'm gonna wear it into the ground and I'll do it often. So I'll be like, I need people to see this because this
It
is the best it's gonna get.
I love that you said food and beverage because that really, I think a lot of people's priorities are different things, right? Some people like love to go to comedy shows. Like that's how they want to spend their time. I don't subscribe to that. As a comedian, I don't like to go see comedy shows when I'm off.
Mm-hmm.
But food and beverage, that is a whole genre of like, oh, a new restaurant just opened? Yeah, I'll go with you. That'll be our plan. Or like, oh, there's this new cocktail place. I really want to I think I'm into dirty martinis now. Like I had a girlfriend recently who was like, I never thought I liked them, but I love them. And now she's going crazy for dirty martinis.
I love them too.
And that's her new thing is like, let's go get a dirty martini because that's new to me. And that to me is such a driving force. And I respect the food and beverage force more than a lot of other forces.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh no, that makes sense that's your priority.
It's a value add.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your go-to? If you're like meeting for a quick drink and you're like, if I get this at any place, it's not going to be a whole thing.
I mean, tequila is the healthy liquor.
Mm-hmm.
It is the healthiest liquor.
Famously
Yes.
so.
It's also an upper.
Less hangover.
So I love tequila. I love red wine.
Oh.
That's a gnarly hangover though, red wine. Do you feel that?
Yeah, it can be gnarly. You gotta drink water with it, I've noticed.
Yeah.
And then I love a dirty martini too, with like dirty, like olive brine coursing through my veins. You know?
Like I like to say, like make it taste like the ocean, baby.
Yeah. There's a certain character that I slip into when it's like 5:30 p.m. I've just got a martini in me.
Yes.
And I'm like, I think I'm the most powerful I've ever been in my life.
Well, at 5 p.m., anything can happen.
Yeah, at 5:30 p.m. 5 p.m., I'm not quite there.
But at
5:30, ooh, I've got a light jacket on.
Yeah.
And it's probably new. I probably got a new jacket.
Are we at your home or are we out?
No, we're out.
Okay.
We're out. We're in a leather booth.
Oh, we're in a leather booth.
And I've got a martini and I'm going, I'm a grown man and I've got opinions on things.
Yeah.
And I start spewing them out to anyone who's willing to hear them.
You can't walk with that glass though. That's the only you have to bring it to me at the table, and then even just bringing it up to my mouth when it's full, I'm like.
I had a friend. I was taking a picture of her with her dirty martini, and as the photo was taken, it was slowly pouring out on the side because she was going like this. I was like, stop! And in the photo, it's like the martini is fully pouring out, and she's just like as if nothing's happening.
It is very humbling.
Beautiful photo.
So, John Mark, you are a prolific
Prolific
really is the only way to describe
creator of art and culture.
You do a lot.
And I guess so you appear to be incredibly busy. When you look at your schedule, do you ever feel overwhelmed and be like, I took on a lot? Or do you have do you methodically check off?
Yeah, I keep a Google Calendar religiously.
Yes,
and
so do
that's everything social goes in there. Everything like work related, obviously. So I'm a big stickler on the Google Calendar. I look at it before I go to bed every night. I like being busy. Sometimes I push it. I had a moment recently a few weeks ago where I was like, I'm gonna burn out, and so I had to cancel my plans Thursday to Friday to Saturday and just like fully take a long weekend.
Did you go away? Did you go?
I like put the phone
home?
on D&D and like rested at home, and so you gotta, I don't know, I try to listen to my body, but I like being busy, and I feel very blessed to be busy, and I feel very like energized and alive by the work that I get to make. So yeah,
when you're at home and you have that moment where you shut out the world, where do you find respite in? Where do you
usually like I'll get in bed, and my boyfriend's a gamer, so
does he play Switch?
He does PS5.
Okay,
nerds constantly looking for Switch friends.
I love my Switch. I play that in bed.
I always think if I was someone who was like on the road or something, I would be a Switch player.
It's great for like
sure.
a plane, or if you're bored on a bus or something.
Yes, very that. I play phone games though. I play games on my phone.
We love our mobile games.
Yeah, and then usually like it's this like gross combination of screens where like my partner's playing video games on the flat screen. I have a laptop in bed watching a show.
Yeah.
I have a drink on the nightstand, and then I'm like playing phone games. And I'll just like
you have a
sit there
three-screen
like that.
setup.
It's an impenetrable force field of media.
It is.
Yeah.
It is dark and dystopian, but oh, it feels so good.
It feels
That's
so
how I
nice
am.
just to be like, put me in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Put the cord in the back of my brain and let me just sit in the goo.
Like my ultimate disassociation is like playing Animal Crossing on my Switch with Bob's Burgers in the background, and then even sometimes a podcast too playing. Like where I'm not even, I'm just having the images of Bob's Burgers, I'm listening to the podcast, and I'm playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's a symphony of everything, and then it coalesces into, I guess, like Enya in your brain. It just sort of turns into like, it washes over you like a sound
It's
bath.
so bad when you say it out loud.
We're gross.
We have to talk to you about the Kelly Mantle Show. We love it. It's
big fans over here.
Big fans. I guess we just want to know, like, how does that come together? Because, and I have to ask you about Kelly's monologues at the beginning. Are those freestyle monologues?
Great question.
Does she have bullet points, or does she just go and then you just sort of narratively weave it in the edit?
She definitely prepares. She prepares for every episode, which is wild to me because, as you know, doing a podcast is a lot more work than you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And then
her show's long. Her show's like an hour.
It vacillates. It vacillates between like 35 minutes and 50 minutes.
Okay.
It just kind of depends. We sit down and we look at it and kind of pick the best moments. She's very involved in the process. In terms of her opening monologues, I would say that a lot of them, she'll come in with at least an idea. Sometimes she's had more time to script it out and memorize it. Other times she's just kind of going off the cuff. And a lot of times I really don't know which it is.
Got it.
But she'll do it. We'll do a take and she's like, how is that? And sometimes I'll have a couple ideas. Sometimes I won't. And she's like, okay, let's do it one more time.
Yeah. I'm a little jealous. I definitely was watching it like, how does one get that confidence and that like, that absolute like frothy tone and that like, it's just one of those things where you watch and go, watch, she's incredibly perfect. And I don't want to take anything away. I just want to be more like her.
Well, she's a legend.
She's a legend.
Yeah.
She's been in so many of your things that I'm so excited that that it's finally just sort of centered around her. It's just, it's so cool. When did you first start working with her?
So I moved to LA in 2018. And
That's when I moved to LA.
What?
Wow, but you've accomplished like so much. But we've lived here the same amount of
normal
time.
guy. I moved here in 2018. I didn't really have any nepotism in regards to the industry, so I was like, how am I gonna get? I just need to like make something.
Well, we're Tom Cruise's twins, so Nepo Baby is. We're both famously Nepo babies as well.
Be nice to us, or we'll make you work on the cruise ship.
Wait, you're Tom Cruise's twins?
Twin daughters.
Twin daughters. Not Suri.
I don't know. Continue. So you got here in 2018.
I did get here in 2018, and I was like, I just want to make something. I don't know. And so I reached out to Tammy Brown, who I'd worked on a music video with prior, and I was like, do you just want to like come over to my living room and we'll like shoot some weird sketches where like you play my mom? And
so
like,
that's just how the Browns came about?
Yeah. And I got my little brother to hold the camera.
I have seen an episode of the Browns. Yeah.
And then
I love the Browns. I almost like, there was maybe a year straight where a friend of mine and I were just constantly quote those aren't ice cream cones and they aren't.
Oh my god!
Endlessly.
I didn't
I said,
know.
Some sick fuck, some clown killer.
Yeah.
Those aren't. It's so good. It's so the Browns was just. It just came up from being like sending a message, being like, "Come over, we'll figure something out," and then it just sort of.
We made it
so
for no
cool.
money. My little brother shot it. Gabe Hostetler, he's incredible. And then I was like, Tammy, like, we need like some more people to play with, like invite a friend. And she called up Kelly Mantle, and Kelly Mantle brought over like a wig and a bottle of wine, and we just kind of made the thing. You know, they
didn't work for out at that point.
No,
yet. Okay.
no. So then PEG reached out to me after we had been doing those episodes for about a year and a half, and they were like, I think this could be a TV show. And then that kind of started my relationship with Out TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What was your first, I mean, you moved here in 2018. Where were you before?
I was in Minneapolis.
Okay. And were you creating content in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I was working in Minneapolis. I was mostly working as a choreographer and a high school
what don't you do?
teacher.
Lived 1,000 lives.
You guys, it's just like I look at it as like an identity crisis. I feel like it's been a journey of like career bingo.
Yeah, but to be good at to be good at all this stuff is incredible.
I was choreographing for recording artists out of Minneapolis.
Oh.
So I choreographed Lizzo's first 2 national tours out of Minneapolis.
Oh my God.
As well as some work for Bon Iver and Target and whatever like dance making work I could get my paws on in Minneapolis, I was all about. But the gag is like I don't know. I don't feel like I was a particularly incredible choreographer. I just think that because it was a smaller market, I was able to compete and so I'm grateful. Sometimes I wonder like, well, maybe I should have moved to LA when I was younger, because when I moved here I was almost 30 already. But I think being in a smaller market was great because I was able to work with so many cool artists that I don't think I would have got the opportunity to work with had I moved to a larger market.
Yeah. What was your first experience with drag? Like what?
I had in my mind, even in Minneapolis, again, like being like, I don't have any connections in this industry. Like, how am I going to get people to look at my work? And I'd been through the whole process that a lot of early filmmakers go through where they make something and put it on YouTube and no one watches it. And they make something and put it in a festival, no one watches it. So I was like, okay, maybe if I get one of these Drag Race girls to commit to making something with me, that'll help amplify my work. And I also obviously like wanted to work in the queer community as well. So that was like a win-win. And so I feel like the first like big filmmaking project I did, well, it wasn't big, it was small, was something with Max Milanofi from season 7 of Drag Race. He was one of the only Rue girls in Minneapolis at the time, and we made this fun web series called Agent Max. And that was really fun.
Incredible.
Yeah.
The natural progression of all this has led to a relationship without TV, which has then led to you had Offshoot come out earlier this year, or it was right before the new year, correct? Which was like a 30-minute like scripted like show, like a proper TV show that was not really centered around a main drag character, right? It was mostly just kind of around your experiences, right? Kind of like being behind the camera a little bit.
Yeah, right? It was about like a photographer. And while my journey hasn't been about photography, it was like a great catalyst to talk a lot about balancing art and commerce and like dealing with crazy clients and like, you know, a lot of the things we experience as creators.
Speaking of your photography, so many years ago, 2 years ago, you photographed my friend Taylor Mishak, who was in Dave.
Yeah.
And she posted those photos, like, and we all literally were like nearly passed out when we saw them because they're so stunning, to a point where my friend Lainey made it her background, one of the images that you shot of Taylor, for 2 years almost.
Oh my God.
People thought Lainey was like married to Taylor because why else would you have just your friend as your background?
I love Taylor.
We almost wanted to like print out the photos and all have them in our homes. Like the images you shot of, because Taylor's a very beautiful person, but the way you captured her and how you dressed her and like the whole thing, insane. So when I made that connection, I was like, I cannot believe it. I'm meeting the photographer who shot this photo.
Get out of here.
You've been circling our lives like a shark.
We have been like ships passing in the night. Is that what
and
they say?
And I love Christine Coe.
Yes.
Another wonderful person that you've photographed. And just, I just couldn't believe.
Well, I did costume. The first thing that gave me stability in LA was I was a union costumer. So I did costumes on Dave for 3 years.
Okay.
And
the costuming on that show, so good too. Taylor used to like want all the stuff. I'm pretty sure she probably bothered you to take home some of the clothes.
Well, the head designer was Romy Itzigson, and she's incredible. She has like a beautiful point of view. But yeah, I got really close with Taylor and Christine at that time because shooting a show like that is like it's like a Thunderdome. Yeah, it's like 80-hour weeks, and
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
And Dave is great.
Oh, Dave is so fun.
Yeah,
he's a sweet guy.
Okay, so let's just get this right: photographer, costumer, choreographer, producer, writer, director,
murderer.
You guys, it's a form of survival.
I hear you.
You have to be multi-hyphenate in this economy.
You do.
It's so funny how they're like, people are like, I don't understand. What do you do exactly? Like when they get so pointed about like, well, like what is the thing where it's like, well, ultimately you've created an ecosystem in which I have to do all these things. And in order to survive, I have to become somewhat fucking good at them because otherwise we're not going to eat, babe.
I always just like walk into whatever doors open and I never endeavored to come to LA and be in the costumers union, but that ended up being the door that opened that provided me financial stability.
And meeting other artists that you can work with.
Yeah. And I was just happy. I knew when I came here, I was like, I just need to get on set. Like, I just need to like get on set any way I can. So I was like, yeah, I'll do art department. I'll do costumes.
Yeah.
I'll choreograph. I'll movement coach. I'll, you know.
But that to me is like a tastemaker though. Like you're kind of like, you're like, oh, this is good as an art form. So I'm going to keep doing it. And like that is a prolific reach to have. So that in turn makes you a tastemaker.
Yeah, you've got tendrils. You got long tendrils.
Oh, you guys.
I know we're really flattering you, but I'm telling you, it's coming from like such an authentic place, and a little bit jealous. Yeah.
So in all of these things that you've sort of had you've had your tendrils attached to a million things. You then now you've established this relationship with OutTV. You have offshoot out there, but then you just had Drag House Rules come out.
Yes.
Which is like a satirical, like it's like a spin on
Big
reality
Brother.
TV, like Big Brother. And then also we were watching the episode of oh my god, it had Jasmine Masters in a cameo. Which is really interesting.
She's renting a room.
She's renting a room, but like you have this sort of like revolving door of guest stars. So you have, I assume that these are all people that are on like the PEG roster as well, or is it just OutTV they come play?
Not at all. I mean, OutTV, it's kind of its own separate thing, and sometimes we have PEG queens on there, and sometimes we don't.
Got it. Okay. How did that show come about? What was like the spark of that idea?
I love the idea of like these queens who so often have to be in like a competition Thunderdome every time they get to be on TV. Having the chance to come together as an ensemble and like poke fun at the shows that they've all done. And it's funny because the show's been really polarizing. It was marketed where people weren't really sure if it was a real competition show or not, and a lot of people were angry when it came out and they realized it was scripted. But for me, I'm like, are these queens not allowed to tell stories about their experiences and act? And the people who get the satire of it really, really love it. And it was like a lot of the queens on the show, you could just tell they're having fun, and it was such like a healing opportunity for them to just like show up every day.
How much is improvised though? There has to be some, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love all of my shows. I always encourage the actors to improvise. Like I'm not an uncompromising vision type of follow the script director. I like to include everyone, and I'm like, just like, here's the story, here are the beats we need to hit. This is the most important elements of the beginning, middle, and end of the scene, and like, let's play.
Yeah.
It's such a fun cast. I'm so glad you had
really
like
fun.
Bitch Puddin's in the mix. I love Bitch Puddin.
She's great.
She's so great. She's so funny. It's just, it's so funny that people got mad. They were like, I wanted to watch girls yell at each other again.
You know, people like what they know.
Yeah.
Fair. But also,
I love seeing Juju.
She's incredible.
She's great. But also, like, let them be mad. Great.
Yeah.
Feel something about it.
Well,
Be mad.
Yeah.
They are watching. They are watching.
Yeah.
So, John Mark, we typically get some, I say typically, we do this every show. We get some submissions from listeners, and they send in their stories about cancellation, and we weigh in on them. We'd like your opinion on this. So here's some viewer mail. I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I have this friend who I've grown really close to over the past couple of years. In fact, she is considered one of my best friends. She got married 2 years ago, and she had a destination wedding in Southern Europe. There was a moment before her wedding where she was complaining that so many people were bailing, but most had legitimate reasons, like pregnancy-related, etc. She would make comments like, why would they get pregnant when they know I'm getting married? And was a bridezilla, to say the least, and the world had to revolve around her during this time. Anyways, at that time, I was struggling financially, and I still made it to her wedding. Spent thousands on flights and accommodation, and additionally gave a monetary wedding gift. Fast forward 2 years, I'm getting married at the end of this year. My wedding day happens to fall on the day of her husband's birthday. She messaged me to say that her husband doesn't want to come and she doesn't want to come without him.
Oh my God.
Literally said, he doesn't want to come and it's his birthday, so I should be there for him. I want to cut her out after this. Am I overreacting or would you feel the same?
No, fuck this bitch. I hate weddings. Straight people are wild. Mm-hmm. I also just think like we have to stop doing like expensive bridesmaid. Like the economy can't handle it. The middle class is gone. Mm-hmm. We can't afford to be bridesmaids anymore and buy an outfit and fly somewhere and put ourselves
Europe?
up.
Must we build this thing up and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for this one special day?
No.
Make every day special. You don't have to live like this. What's going on?
This is ridiculous. I mean, I feel like weddings are such a missed opportunity. You get to do whatever you want. You get to bring all your friends and colleagues together and they can't cancel. And you get to do whatever the fuck you want. Something else that pisses me off is gay people who have traditional weddings. Or just the fact that even like our woke friends still abide by these traditions, like being given away by their father and having a ring put on as possession. And all these weird traditions that we don't question. We can't imagine what's possible and how to do our own fun, interesting spin on it. We just like, well, this is what grandma did. So
this is what we have to do.
I don't get it. It's a missed opportunity.
Also, just the idea. I love the audacity of someone being like, I can't believe you got pregnant when I'm about to get married.
That was an
and you
incredible
can't travel
line.
to Europe for my wedding.
How dare you get pregnant when you know I have a wedding coming up?
It's so funny.
But this person might not have a lot of hope because, to be honest, if they're even questioning something that is so obviously a blatant lack of integrity,
right?
This is just ridiculous. Where's my camera?
Yeah,
is it this one?
Yeah.
Your wedding, do something creative. You can do whatever you want. You could do pizza at a rock venue. You could rent out a movie theater and watch Spirited Away. You could go to the park and hire 12 strippers. It is the one day where you can get all your friends and family out to do whatever the fuck you want. So please be inventive. Please imagine what is possible for your special day.
And don't worry about this one bitch attending.
Invite your friend. Invite your friend to a location that she believes to be a wedding and then jump her. Jump her. Have everyone dressed up in formal wear. And then during the ceremony, it's going to be a grand ceremony. And then slowly, everyone in the church, they turn and they focus on her and they say, Melissa, will you come up here, please? And they call up Melissa and she goes, wow, all eyes are on me. I'm the center of attention yet again. And then you start kicking the shit out of her. You beat her up. You beat her up. And then as she lay bloodied and bruised at your feet, you say your vows.
Also,
you say your vows.
send this video to your friend. Friend, you need to get a divorce. What kind of grown man even has a birthday party? Also, Also, your husband is keeping you from going to your bestie's wedding for his grown man birthday party. What's he doing?
Yeah, there's a lot wrong here.
There's a lot to unpack.
Are you canceling your plans, your future plans to have a wedding one day?
No, I would love to get married, but I want to do something non-traditional.
Yeah.
Like the concept I have in my mind right now is like renting out like a small dusty rock venue and like putting together a concert for my friends.
Oh, I love that.
You know, with some like indulgent like karaoke moments.
Okay.
I don't know.
And it ends with like you guys like walking down the aisle, or like would there be any like kind of fun tradition in there, or would it just be?
I think I'll do a small ceremony. I don't want people. It feels. I also feel like the like performative ceremony in front of 200 people is something that's not for me.
No, agreed. It makes me nervous to think about.
If I can fly off in a convertible like at the end of Greece, that feels fun.
With
to
the
be
cans?
Like, no, up into the sky.
Oh, you want to fly in the air?
Like the end of Greece. When,
did they fly in the air?
Yeah, like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John get in the car. They sing, they go, goodbye, goodbye. And then the car just flies off into the sky. and they wave goodbye to everyone at the carnival.
That it goes into the sky.
It goes off in the game, and then I suck his dick in the convertible. But I could do something like that where it's like, everyone look at me go! I'm flying off into the sky. I would do that, but otherwise, the idea of having the full thing feels a little like I want it to be smaller.
Do you know what I want to do with the money that I would spend on a wedding?
Yeah.
Ooh, get tits.
No.
Huge, swollen, infected tits.
I want to make a short film where my partner and I were secret agents. And I want to hire 12 stuntmen in MAGA hats.
Oh my God.
And we'll rehearse for a week. And then we'll do this short film where we're fighting all the men in MAGA hats as like a hot Mr. and Mr. Smith couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to send it to all the guests on a USB drive. And that will be
in an envelope, just the USB.
Yes. And that will be the invitation to the wedding. And then we'll spend, $500 on to
So the most of the money will go into the
money
invitation.
will go to the invitation that goes in the USB drive to the guest of the wedding.
And this fight scene is immaculately choreographed.
Yes.
There's effects. It's like practical effects though. So like you're breaking arms.
I'm imagining like the sound
there's
effects.
explosions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is great.
That's a great idea.
Wow. I would love to see that footage even if I'm not invited to the wedding. Will that be public
I think we'll
eventually?
post it after, so I think you keep it exclusive where people are like, what the fuck? And then after the wedding, we'll make it public. They'll do a write-up about it on Queer Tea.
Yeah.
It'll be like, a cute moment.
JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette got married by like sending a letter to their friends or calling their friends to be like, meet at the dock at like 7 p.m. So like 12 of their friends like met at this dock like at night, and they all got on a boat. They didn't know where the hell they were going, and they like got on an island, and like JFK Jr. was on this island being like, we're getting married, this is our wedding. And it was like all done under like complete,
the cover of night.
Yeah, the cover of night, and their guests didn't know where they were going. Ooh. I think some guests were even blindfolded on the boat.
To keep in line with like the spy theme, put bags over their heads and then bring them to a location.
If it was that casual though, imagine you don't realize it's a wedding, so you're like hanging out with some like friend from work, and you're like, yeah, you can come. Who knows where?
And then you're at JFK Jr.'s wedding,
and you're wearing like jorts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it is in fact 1995.
Right.
This is the case, right? Oh my gosh, he was so hot. Well, John Mark, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and not canceling your plan to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the jaunt all the way from 225. Gay Street in Woodland Hills, California.
I'm gay and I live on Gay Street with a male lover.
We're such big fans. We're so glad you took the time.
This was a huge honor. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for your support. And please watch Drag House Rules on Out TV, because if you don't watch it, we don't get to do it again.
Yes. And the Kelly Mantle Show.
And watch the Kelly Mantle Show.
What's the best way to watch the podcast? Is it YouTube?
That's the best way.
Okay,
I mean,
so
get the visual.
Yeah, you get the visual.
It's the same with you guys. You get to look and see these hot
people, hot guests.
Hot people.
Yeah. Okay, so watch it on YouTube. Yeah, you don't want to miss the like what's happening. Even though I have listened to it on Spotify in my car, and it is nice to have her soothing voice as I drive.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of people listen to podcasts in the car, right?
Yeah.
But then if you watch it, you get the soothing, gorgeous purple set.
Oh,
which, by the way, where did you... Everything, it's the most soothing shade of purple. Not to say something gay again, but where'd you find the fabric?
The internet.
Nice.
Yeah, the purple set is a very another polarizing element in my life. The purple set.
Love the purple set.
What are people saying about it?
Oh, it's too purple.
Like the candle and the thing, it's all very purple. But...
I find it a little garish personally. I think it's but great. It's meant to be.
Yeah,
it's very Kelly Mantle.
Yeah, it all
works. I love it. You guys have a purple element in your branding as well.
A little bit, yeah. It's like kind of like
a hot pink purple,
like a Barbie pink. We recently did a light rebranding. We're doing
you can see it's like
it's
more.
not as
like
pinkish.
That.
Thanks. I made it on Canva.
This is like a self-care podcast or something. What is this?
It's
for you to ask that at the end of the pod. Incredible.